Lin Chusui hated the light summer rains in Nanchang. On days like this, the obstinate old sun still insisted on peeking through the rain clouds to peer down at the human world. With both rain and sunshine, only dampness and heat remained in this world. In the reflecting glass of the roadside shops, Lin Chusui wore a white blouse with a dark pleated skirt. Her straight, slender legs had been bitten by 3 mosquitoes. These tiny mosquitoes were a southern specialty. Though only the size of a dot, their bites swelled up, big and itchy. When Lin Chusui was little, she'd been bitten by mosquitoes until big welts formed, and she cried as she went to Mr. Lin. Mr. Lin would always poke a cross into her big mosquito bites with his fingernail, then laugh heartily. Chewing gum, Lin Chusui walked into a convenience store to buy mosquito repellent. A sleek, black Mercedes-Benz coupe was parked at the convenience store entrance. Washed by the rain, its body shone brightly, extremely eye-catching. Stepping inside, the dry, cool breeze of the air conditioner greeted her. She felt her head clear up quite a bit. She headed straight for the daily necessities shelf, grabbed a bottle of cooling oil, then sauntered over to the drinks for her favorite lemon soda. Amidst the quiet convenience store, a man's very fluent English conversation rang out, in a clear, slightly lilting voice. A true British accent. Walking past the shelves, Lin Chusui then saw the youth across from her. He wore a loose, casual sports shirt. His eyes were very dark, bangs quite long. He was handsome in a clean-cut way, like the shallow sunshine of a summer dawn. He chatted on the phone in English, lazily reaching out to grab a lemon soda. There was only 1 lemon soda left on the shelf. Lin Chusui reacted swiftly. Like a rabbit, she nimbly grabbed the soda right before his fingertips touched the bottle. The youth's gaze lightly brushed over her retreating back. She gave a low whistle and swaggered away. Behind her, she clearly heard the youth mutter something in English. It was probably swearing. The person he was chatting with asked what happened. Su Jianing replied in Chinese, "Some people here have poor manners. Don't worry about it." At the cash register, Lin Chusui also bought a pack of Marlboros. She murmured under her breath, "Fake foreign devil." Leaving the convenience store, she casually stuck the gum onto the Merced's window. The villa was enormous yet empty. Even with many smart home appliances and furnishings, Lin Chusui still felt it was empty, an emptiness that made her heart uneasy. Mr. Lin's memorial tablet in the living room had already been put away by her mom, leaving a large empty space on the white wall. Lin Chusui went upstairs to her dad's room and took out a framed photo from the second drawer of the bedside table. The black and white photo showed a sunny, handsome man with bright, playful eyes and a youthful spirit. For as long as Lin Chusui could remember, he had always looked this way, never aging. Mr. Lin was a firefighter who had died in the line of duty rescuing others. He was hailed as a hero by the public, yet to Lin Chusui, he was an unbearable heartache. In the 2 years since Mr. Lin's passing, the clingy daddy's girl Lin Chusui had turned into a rebellious delinquent. Lin Chusui rehung Mr. Lin's memorial photo on the wall, adjusting it straight, then took out a math test paper with a score of 90 from her school bag. She placed the test paper in front of the photo of the man, the corner of her mouth quirking up in a rebellious smile. "Math test, satisfied." "Not satisfied, then come back and hit me." "Teacher Chin said my score could revive the dead." Lin Chusui held out her palm to the memorial photo, hopping that like when she was little. She'd get a slap on the hand for a bad score. After a few minutes, she withdrew her hand with a disdainful twist of her lips. "Liar." Soon her mom called. "The young master from the Su family will move in today. He goes to your school and gets good grades. If you need help with studies, you can ask him." Lying on the sofa playing games, Lin Chusui responded carelessly, "Oh. His room is already prepared, the biggest one on the second floor with a study. Be polite to him. Your mom and Uncle Su will be back in half a month." "Okay. Is there anything you want Mom to bring back for you? Skincare, bags?" No. As Lin Chu Sui cast a skill and killed her opponent in game, she also viciously kicked the corpse. On the overseas call, Mrs. Fang sighed. Lin Chu Sui hung up the long-distance call and stared up at the ceiling, spacing out. When Mr. Lin passed away, Mrs. Fang had also been depressed for a long time. But she soon pulled herself together. This year, her brand Fang Enning had gone public on the NYSE, growing increasingly successful with great momentum. Fang Enning had become a trendy brand coveted by teens worldwide. Lin Chu Sui had also gone from an ordinary rich kid to a privileged one. Not long ago, Mrs. Fang had remarried Uncle Su. They were business partners who had fallen in love through their cooperation, a true power couple. Since both were on their second marriages, they simply registered and went abroad for their honeymoon without any big wedding reception. They had quietly handled the matter. Lin Chu Sui didn't really mind her mom remarrying. Her only annoyance was that Mrs. Fang kept wanting to take down Mr. Lin's memorial tablet and hide it away in the cabinet. Mr. Lin was afraid of the dark, especially of being alone. So Lin Chu Sui had simply printed out several black and white photos of Mr. Lin and hung them all over the living room, dining room, bedroom. The huge, empty house was now full of Mr. Lin's bright, playful eyes, even in the bathroom. Mrs. Fang had blown up at her several times, grabbing her collar and scolding. "Your dad is gone. When he went to save others, he didn't think of your mom and me. He abandoned us and will never come back. Face reality, the living must go on with life." Lin Chu Sui had stubbornly gritted her teeth, eyes slightly red, and enunciated in a low voice, "He will come back." Mrs. Fang wrestled with her daughter like this for half a year, but the girl was as stubborn as an ox. Meanwhile, Mrs. Fang was overwhelmed running her business, too busy to bother anymore. A middle-aged widow burdened with responsibilities didn't have the right to cling to memories like her daughter did. Looking at Mr. Lin's bright, beaming smile in the photos, Lin Chu Sui sulked. "Your woman ran off with someone." The black and white portrait of the man continued smiling magnanimously, silent. Soon, a loud honk came from outside. Lin Chu Sui ignored it and kept gaming. More honks followed. This was a high-end villa district. Who would be so crass? She lazily went to the floor-to-ceiling windows and happened to see the black Mercedes from before, now gleaming under the clear post-rain sunlight as it brazenly parked at her home's entrance. Her first thought was that the fake foreign devil had come to settle scores over the gum. That couldn't be. It was just a piece of gum. The youth in the car calmly exited, long legs even more striking reflected in the rain-washed ground. Glancing sideways, Su Jianing's gaze lazily fell upon Lin Chu Sui by the door. The two looked at each other for 3 seconds, both cursing internally at the same time. The fake foreign devil had transferred back from Britain. After staying at his own home for half a month, he was moving into Lin Chu Sui's place. His belongings filled up 3 large suitcases. Mrs. Fang had prepared the biggest room on the second floor for this stepbrother of convenience, even adding a small study. Leaning against the doorframe, Lin Chu Sui expressionlessly watched him unpack. Though he had a lot of stuff, everything was packed tidily like tofu cubes. Unlike her, tossing clothes and dresses every which way when packing. Uncle Su's son. Have an ID. Su Jianing paused, then took out his passport from between his schoolbag's pages and handed it to her. Like a responsible landlord, she scrutinized Su Jianing's passport closely. The photo showed a still quite boyish Su Jianing, dressed properly like a British gentleman. He was clearly someone raised with good manners, a fake foreign devil. Though the two found each other annoying, they pretended polite courtesy as housemates. Su Jianing said, "Your mom wants me to tutor you since your grades are poor." Chewing gum provocatively, Lin Chu Sui retorted, "My grades are fine." Su Jianing's gaze calmly landed on her 90-point math test paper on the desk. "They're good all right." His tone clearly held disdain. Lin Chu Sui asked again, "I hear your grades are pretty good. confident you'll rank first for the high school entrance exam that's out soon. It won't deviate far from a perfect score. Su Jining's tone carried innate arrogance. She gave a disdainful twist of her lips, blowing a bubble with the gum. Oh, aren't you impressive? Where's the bathroom? Su Jining asked. End of the hall outside. Lin Chu Sui moved aside to let him pass. As he walked by, she even caught a whiff of his light masculine cologne. She muttered under her breath, fake foreign devil pretty boy. Perhaps overhearing her, Su Jining slammed the bathroom door forcefully as he entered, venting his emotions. Never one to back down either, Lin Chu Sui went to the door and yelled, "If you break anything in this house, you'll pay full price as compensation." Still so cocky in someone else's home. After a long pause, Su Jining's low, suppressed voice came. Why is there a photo of a man in the bathroom? That's my dad. Why did you put your dad's photo in the bathroom? None of your business. Lin Chu Sui grumbled as she left. Use it or get out. Public restrooms are out the door and left around the block. Lin Chu Sui locked herself in her room, lying on the bed playing iPad. Right then, her class WeChat group became lively. The rankings for their high school entrance exam had just been announced in the group, spurring heated discussion. That new transfer Su Jining is so awesome. Full marks in English. What the heck? The only perfect score in the whole school. Math is just 5 points off either. He's unreal. Lin Chu Sui repeatedly confirmed they were discussing that Su Jining, currently constipated in her bathroom staring at her dad's memorial. The fake foreign devil. She rolled her eyes, but also saw classmates say, First place, Su Jining has reserved it. No, he's second place. What? Even though it's like this, he's second place. Then who's first place? Xiao Yan. When this name came out, the whole group was quiet for 10 seconds. Lin Chu Sui felt this name was a little familiar, but didn't have any special impression. Perhaps it was just a top student in their grade who was well known, so it's natural to feel familiar. The next day, Lin Chu Sui had just arrived at school when she and several classmates who ranked near the bottom were called to the class teacher's office. Teacher Chin wore black-framed glasses, a dark short-sleeved plaid shirt tucked into his trousers. His belt was very shiny, and his leather shoes were also very shiny and clean. Teacher Chin was a senior teacher transferred from the provincial National Key Middle School last semester. He had extremely high requirements for students and was also very strict. Rotten mud cannot support the wall. With grades like these, you still want to take the college entrance exam. You might as well roast yourselves. He held the student ranking list and mercilessly poked the heads of the students in front of him, one by one. Lin Chu Sui was the only girl, so he skipped over her, glaring fiercely at her. Lin Chu Sui, it's quite impressive that you got this score in math. Right. 9 points. Teacher Chin angrily shook the test paper. Even if I closed my eyes and wrote with my feet, I'd get more than 9 points. Lin Chu Sui shrugged. I should have actually gotten 27 points. Mainly the last big question, the math teacher directly deducted me to negative points. It's possible to deduct to negative points. Her classmate Lu Kai next to her said with a laugh. For the last big question she didn't know how to do, she wrote a poem praising the teacher instead. Teacher Chin was so angry his hair was about to stand up. You wrote a poem on the math test paper. Lu Kai was amused by the situation and added more fuel to the fire. It was even a flattering poem singing praises. Lin Chu Sui, bring your parents to school tomorrow. Lin Chu Sui said helplessly. My mom went to the Scandinavian peninsula for a honeymoon with my stepdad. Teacher Chin had a bad temper. Seeing her unconcerned attitude, as if she's fearless, he blurted out, Your mom's on her honeymoon, so your dad is dead. As soon as these words came out, the few boys around them fell silent at the same time, and the air froze for several seconds. The temple on Lin Chu Sui's forehead pulsed as her face gradually darkened. Teacher Chin had only taken over their class for less than half a year and didn't know about Lin Chu-sui's circumstances. He kept chattering. "Bring your dad over in the afternoon." Finally, a classmate couldn't stand to listen anymore and said in a low voice, "Teacher Chin, Lin Chu-sui's father has already." Just then, there was a knock on the office door. A teenager wearing a black t-shirt walked in. When Xiao Yan entered, the morning sun happened to shine through the window and landed on his fair, clean skin. The sunlight shone into his deep, dark eyes, making them clear and pure. "Teacher, you were looking for me." Xiao Yan walked into the office, treading on the fragmented morning sunlight. "Teacher, you were looking for me." He had short black hair and a tall forehead, exhibiting a somewhat aloof temperament. His sleeves were rolled up to the cuffs, revealing faintly cold and pale skin. Compared to the listless slackers in the office, he was like a gust of summer wind, refreshing and clean. When passing by Lin Chu-sui, his gaze lingered on her for a moment, like a snowflake falling into the palm, melting swiftly without a trace. Lin Chu-sui, however, felt a trace of strangeness arise in her heart. Seeing Xiao Yan enter, Teacher Chin beamed with delight. "Xiao Yan, please take a seat." The hopeless boys all widened their eyes, watching as Xiao Yan sat down by the desk. Teacher Chin personally poured him a glass of water. "Although you're not in our class, you did exceptionally well in the entrance exam this semester. Our senior class will be reorganized into Class A and B. I will be taking Class B. Although I just joined No. 1 middle school last year, I've led senior classes in National Key Middle School for over 10 years. Naturally, I'm more experienced than Teacher Sue in Class A during reorganization. If you're willing to trust me, Class B will certainly welcome you." It was apparent he was aggressively poaching. How shameless. Teacher Sue of Class A was young and capable, well-liked by students and valued by the principal. Who would have thought Teacher Chin would be so unabashed in poaching his students? Seeing Xiao Yan's composure, Teacher Chin went on. "Although our Class B's average is lower than Class A, our class excels in passion and liveliness, with a warmer class atmosphere. I believe you'll also feel the warmth of a big family in our class." The boys from the sports team beside Lin Chu-sui started snickering. "Yeah, come to our class and feel the family warmth. Come, let Daddy love you. Grandpa will love you too." Teacher Chin flung his cup at them. The hopeless boys dodged aside, still wearing wicked grins. Clearly Class B was a den of jackals and tigers. Just try it if you dare. Teacher Chin's hand shook with anger. "When the reorganization is finalized, I'll kick you punks out first. A few rat turds that spoil the porridge. Goof around in the ordinary classes, don't mess up my honors class. Get lost." He chased them out of the office. The boys left whooping and hollering, going off to play basketball. "Let's go, Bro Chu, shoot some hoops." Lin Chu-sui hesitated, glancing back at the office. Teacher Chin was still aggressively digging for that cornerstone. In the midst of their conversation, Xiao Yan inadvertently turned his gaze toward Lin Chu-sui. Their eyes collided in that unfamiliar moment. Yet in his dark eyes, Lin Chu-sui strangely sensed a hint of familiarity. Maybe she was imagining it, but she felt his eyes flickered lightly. Lin Chu-sui looked away, sauntering off the campus with the boys to the field. Ever since Father Lin passed away, Lin Chu-sui's grades plummeted. Fortunately, her athletic performance was decent, so she joined the school team, spending her days playing basketball and running track. Only in the sweat and exertion of running could she temporarily forget that unfillable void. Amongst the rambunctious boys on the team looking for fun and fights, Lin Chu-sui blended right in, growing more reckless by the day. To these students taking the athletics exam, honors and ordinary classes made no difference. As long as they could fool around, who cared? Lin Chu-sui wasn't in the mood to play basketball. She sat below the hoop on the rubberized playground, gazing at the backlit senior building in the distance. She felt stifled. She didn't want to really be kicked out of Class B into an ordinary class. Should she go plead with Teacher Chin? If the teacher was determined to expel her, begging would be useless, only losing face. Saving face was everything to kids their age. She didn't want to be relentlessly mocked by her buddies for the rest of senior year. Lying on the ground, Lin Chusui felt exasperated. She didn't want to leave Class B for any particular reason. In 10th grade, when she placed in the top 30 of her year and entered Class B, Father Lin had been so happy he took her riding around the lake after midnight. Our little darling is so capable, as expected of my genes. Father Lin always called her his little darling. Facing the empty lake, he declared, "Our little darling is the smartest girl in the world." Later, as a reward, he secretly spent a month's wages behind Mother's back to gift her a high-quality, noise-canceling Bluetooth headset. Leaning against the hoop, Lin Chusui closed her eyes, as melodious music flowed from the headset. The two of us cycling, your embrace pressed against my back, reluctant to part, wanting to hold you tighter. Life seems like a barren wilderness. Her eyes welled up with sorrow. It had been 2 years. Mother finally emerged from the gloom of widowhood, starting to reconsider career and relationships. Grandma and Grandpa also moved past the grief of losing their son, joining a seniors hiking club and beginning new lives. This was all really good. But the whole world had let go. Only she stubbornly clung to Father's empty sleeve, refusing to release her grip. Her path in life had gone completely astray, into a mess Father would never have wished to see. Yet all Lin Chusui wanted by acting out was for him to come back, to severely reprimand her, even beat her. She still hadn't accepted that Father was gone for good. Just then, Lin Chusui's good friend Lu Kai rushed onto the field and sat down beside her, roughly yanking off her headset. "I'm fucking losing it." Lin Chusui lazily glanced at him. "Go straight down this road 2 kilometers. South City Psychiatric Hospital welcomes you." Lu Kai ignored her sarcasm. "Since when did you and Xiao Yan hook up?" "I hooked up with who?" "Xiao Yan," Lu Kai said mysteriously. "Do you know what he just said in the office?" "What did he say?" "Wasn't Teacher Chin trying to secretly poach him?" Lu Kai had a meaningful expression. "Then guess what he said." "If you keep dragging it out, I'll lose interest in knowing." Lu Kai gripped Lin Chusui's shoulders excitedly. "He said he'd join Class B, on the condition that Lin Chusui stays." "Lin Chusui." Can you imagine Teacher Chin's face then? "Lin Chusui, like he wanted to strangle me." "Bingo," Lu Kai vividly described. Teacher Chin's face was as hideous as my sister on her period. "Lin Chusui. That guy's truly, abnormally intelligent, and not a good sort." Lu Kai sat beside Lin Chusui, clicking his tongue in amazement. A top babe in 10th grade. Such a good and beautiful girl, fair-skinned with a sweet voice. When another girl confessed to him last week, after chatting a minute, she cried for 2 weeks straight. Lin Chusui interrupted. "What's his name again?" "Xiao Yan." "Xiao Yan, medicine." "Who cares what his name is?" Lu Kai held Lin Chusui's shoulders with gravity. "I can't believe you seduced the diabolical top student in our grade. I'm truly convinced." Lin Chusui picked up the basketball, about to whip it at him. Lu Kai raised his hand to block, chuckling, "Bro Chu, you're awesome." Too lazy to bother with him, she headed straight back to the classroom building. Xiao Yan walked out of class carrying a cup, going to the water dispenser in the hallway. From the end stairwell, Lin Chusui sauntered over, cradling a basketball, coming upon him in the narrow hallway. He filled his cup, sleeves rolled up to reveal a lovely pale wrist. Lin Chusui raised her brows, taking off her Bluetooth headset and tucking it in her bag, as if deliberately seeking him out. Seeing she had something to say, Xiao Yan also removed his white earbuds. The cord draped elegantly over his shoulders, slender neck pulsing with veins, hint of collarbone under the thin tee. Lin Chusui stared at him for a good while, then awkwardly averted her gaze. Damn, she was actually feeling a little shy. No wonder the top girl confessed to him. His eyes were angel-kissed. Lin Chusui cleared her throat. Hey you, what's your deal? His eyes flickered amusement. What? Why did you say that to Teacher Chin? Say what? That the condition for you transferring to Class B is me staying. Somehow, Lin Chusui felt embarrassed. Xiao Yan walked over holding his cup. Leaning in close to her ear, his clear magnetic voice dipped lower. When did I ever say that? Lin Chusui's eyes flew wide open as her cheeks flushed deep red. You didn't say it. That bastard Lukai. Making up nonsense to fool her, and she actually believed it. How humiliating. Besides, she didn't even know this guy. What was he after by claiming to secretly admire her? Her pitiful math score of 9 points. Lin Chusui stomped her feet and turned to leave. Hey. Behind her, the boy's lilting voice called out. Lin Chusui looked back. Anything else? I heard you only got 9 points in math. Yeah, so what? Xiao Yan took a sip of water, passing by Lin Chusui. His lowered voice held a challenging edge. Aren't you afraid your dad will beat you to death? Class B was located on the 3rd floor in the center of the senior high school building. Teacher Chin had specifically chosen this classroom based on Feng Shui principles. Lukai swore that he heard Xiao Yan say he could transfer to Class B on the condition that Lin Chusui stayed. If I'm lying, may I be plagued by sleep paralysis tonight. Lin Chusui was skeptical. After all, Lukai had been her friend since childhood and wouldn't make things up out of nowhere. Then why doesn't he admit it? He's shy, of course. He doesn't seem like a shy person. At their first encounter, his imposing manner had almost made Lin Chusui kneel down and call him daddy. Do you know how popular the genius Xiao Yan is? Lukai came over and sat next to her. Let me tell you, my ex-girlfriend makes a post about her endless love and admiration for him every night now. Lin Chusui lazily glanced at him. Why don't you just block this ex? Lukai said, that would make me seem petty. I'm just waiting to see her get rejected and cry over Xiao Yan. Lin Chusui. Zhang Chengyu, a geeky tech expert, quickly looked up information on Xiao Yan. Orphan, genius, prestigious family, organ transplant, fire. His life has been full of twists and turns, like a TV drama. Lin Chusui said, Octopus, can you say that in words us losers can understand? Let me explain, Lukai gave a simple account. He's an orphan who was adopted by a well-connected family years ago. They had a son with liver cancer who needed a transplant, and Xiao Yan happened to have the rare panda blood type. Lin Chusui was drawn into this melodramatic story. It's not what I'm thinking, right? Lukai said, it's exactly what you're thinking. That family took him abroad, removed part of his liver, and used it to save their son's life. Damn. 2 years later, that family's house caught fire, and only Xiao Yan survived. He did it. Lukai calmly continued. No one knows if he started the fire, but he was the only one home at the time. Why would he do that? There was a lot of cash hidden in his adoptive parents' home, you know. Lukai meaningfully said. After the fire, they couldn't cover it up anymore. Xiao Yan's adoptive father was brought to court and given a suspended death sentence. It made headlines in Nan City for days back then. Zhang Chengyu remarked, badass. Lukai said, he is badass, but also utterly ruthless, bearing it for so many years, willing to stake his life, and personally sending his adoptive dad to stand trial. Having said this, they both looked at Lin Chusui sympathetically. You've caught the eye of a monster. Soon, the upbeat class advisor Teacher Chin walked into the classroom, followed by a clean-cut boy in a white shirt. Lin Chusui recognized him as the fake foreigner, Sujia Enning. As soon as he entered, the girls in class seemed to sense it and lifted their heads in unison, staring straight at him. Their eyes glowed with the predatory light of youthful desire. Let me introduce the new transfer student who tested into our Class B, Sujia Enning. Welcome him, everyone. Before Teacher Chin had even finished speaking, thunderous applause almost blew the roof off. especially Lu Tianbai in the front row next to Lin Chu-sui, whose clapping sounded like gongs. Hello everyone, I'm Su-jia Enning. I transferred from Eton College. I'm very happy to study with you all in the future. I have many interests, all related to music. I can play guitar and piano. Let's play together in the future. No one knew what Eton College was, but they felt it must be impressive. Leaning against the desk behind her, Lin Chu-sui asked Zhang Chengyu, "Where's this guy from?" Zhang Chengyu whispered, "Based on the pronunciation, it should be Eton College." Lin Chu-sui quickly looked it up on her phone. Eton College, the most famous aristocratic boarding school in the UK, unmatched in its reputation for fostering gentlemanly culture and being an elite cradle. It had produced over 20 British prime ministers. She put her phone down and curled her lip. Wow, crazy prestigious. Teacher Chin let Su-jia Enning choose an empty seat in the front row. The girls tidied up the spots next to them, and some even wanted to mercilessly kick out their current deskmates to make room for Su-jia Enning. But Su-jia Enning didn't look at them. Maintaining a veneer of British courtesy, he seemed aloof and detached. Su-jia Enning walked straight to the empty desk beside Lin Chu-sui. Seeing this, she quickly shoved her bag onto the neighboring desk, indicating, "Sorry, this seat's taken." Su-jia Enning sat directly in the spot behind Lin Chu-sui, becoming deskmates with Lu Kai. In a low voice, he murmured, "Narcissus." Lin Chu-sui frowned and glanced back at him. He sat down, held out his hands, and looked straight at her. She knew this fake foreigner must be cursing her, but she didn't understand what he meant. She could only swallow this silent grievance. Just then, Zhao also strode into Class B. Wearing a black t-shirt and carrying a black single-strap backpack, his aura was completely different from Su-jia Enning's. While Su-jia Enning was like a gentle summer breeze, Zhao was like a sheer cliff face sculpted by the wind, reserved yet brimming with hidden edge. As he entered the classroom, the other students' eyes bulged. As if Su-jia Enning wasn't enough, now Zhao was here too. With the top students from their grade gathered here, Teacher Chin's Class B could now summon the dragon. Teacher Chin grinned from ear to ear. As expected, good hoes reap good harvests, no matter the field. Zhao, please introduce yourself to your classmates. Zhao had been about to find a seat, but paused at Teacher Chin's words. My name is Zhao. The classroom was silent for a few seconds as the students stared blankly, seemingly expecting more. He didn't seem to have prepared anything else. Seeing everyone still waiting, he added expressionlessly, ranked first in the grade. How arrogant. When choosing a seat, Zhao gaze naturally landed on Lin Chu-sui. He walked over to her. She watched helplessly as he put his backpack on the desk next to hers. Somewhat shocked, Teacher Chin had long suspected they were secretly dating, but didn't expect Zhao to be so blatant. As a teacher who strictly prohibited all youthful romances, he immediately said, Zhao, do you want to sit in front? Those rascals in the back row are failing miserably. Especially Lin Chu-sui, she's quite unruly and might affect your studies. Zhao looked at Lin Chu-sui, the corners of his lips quirked up. I want to sit here. At these words, not only Teacher Chin, but even Su-jia Enning in the back lifted his gaze to look at Zhao. Lu Kai swore under his breath about a certain plant. This guy is really arrogant. Teacher Chin couldn't be too harsh with Zhao, the ace student he'd finally dug up. Offending him could damage his self-esteem. There would be time to slowly resolve the puberty issues between male and female students. Then, go ahead and get influenced. Go ahead and help the poor students with their studies. Under Teacher Chin's doubtful gaze, Lin Chu-sui's heart raced as she whispered, We're strangers, so why target me? Zhao smiled slightly. I heard you're not doing well in school. So, it just so happens my grades are decent. So, I'm a deskmate happy to help. Lin Chu-sui. You're not happy to help, you're happy to kill me. Xiao Yan put his bag in the drawer, then took out a set of math exercises and started working on them. She couldn't help glancing at him again. He had beautiful hands, slender fingers, and prominent knuckles. His fair skin made the blue veins on the back clearly visible. Nice-looking hands. Lin Chu-sui looked at her own hands, small and chubby with a tender puffiness, not very slender. She heaved a faint sigh. Lin Chu-sui. Xiao Yan suddenly called her name while doing exercises, startling her. His tone made her think her dad was back. What? Take out your math test paper. Huh. That math test where you only got 9 points. Take it out. It took Lin Chu-sui a moment to react. She took out the crumpled test paper from her drawer. Xiao Yan accepted the wrinkled paper and carefully looked over it, checking the questions she got right and the large swaths she had left blank. His straight brows knitted together. It's not that you have academic problems, but ideological ones. Xiao Yan's slender fingertip tapped the last question on the test. Why are you writing poetry on your math test? Lin Chu-sui was completely cowed by his solemn expression and tone. She was so nervous she almost knelt down and called him Daddy. After a stunned moment, Lin Chu-sui reacted. Who the hell do you think you are? She snatched back her test paper. It's none of your business if I write poetry or not. He glanced at Lin Chu-sui's math test again and reminded, writing poetry and sucking up won't make your teacher deduct points. Lin Chu-sui looked at him. Any suggestions, Mr. Genius? Xiao Yan's fingertip tapped her acrostic suck-up poem. You wrote the math teacher's name as the Chinese teacher's name. Lin Chu-sui. She hurriedly checked the math teacher's name in her textbook. She really had written the wrong name. For the rest of class, Lin Chu-sui regretted messing up the teacher's names and brown-nosing the wrong one. After class, she sidled up to Xiao Yan and asked, Are you good at English, Mr. Genius? Not bad. What does Narcissus mean? Lin Chu-sui clumsily spelled out what Sujia Enning had called her earlier. What? Narcissus. Xiao Yan blinked his long lashes. Narcissus, narcissisted to death. Are you sure it's the same word? Lin Chu-sui slumped over her desk. Ranked first, yet can't even understand Narcissus narcissisted to death. Just then, Sujia Enning's crisp British accent came from behind her. She said Narcissus. Lin Chu-sui whipped around to glare furiously at him. Xiao Yan thought for a moment and said, Narcissus, daffodil, also means self-obsessed. Lin Chu-sui did not understand. Why does daffodil mean self-obsessed? It comes from Greek mythology. Narcissus was the son of the river god Cephasus and the nymph Liriope. He was very handsome but spurned all admirers. He spent his days pinning at his own reflection in the water, eventually falling in love with himself and dying from melancholy, turning into the daffodil flower. In English contexts, daffodils are used to describe self-obsession. Upon hearing Xiao Yan's explanation, Lin Chu-sui was very angry. She turned around and with a bang flipped Sujia Enning's desk. You're the self-obsessed one, you fake foreign devil. Sujia Enning was doing homework and couldn't be bothered to respond to her. He didn't expect this girl to be so feisty, continuously shoving his desk. Unable to endure it any longer, he stood up and said to Lin Chu-sui, Try that again if you dare. Oh, the fake foreign devil isn't pretending to be a gentleman anymore. Lin Chu-sui also stood up and shoved his desk again forcefully. Sujia Enning also stood up, grabbing her slender wrist. I don't bicker with women, but don't go too far. Just as Lin Chu-sui was about to retaliate, another stronger hand reached over, clasping Sujia Enning's wrist and twisting hard. Sujia Enning's wrist was wrenched out of shape, releasing Lin Chu-sui. The pain made his eyebrows furrow. Xiao Yan's eyes as dark as the abyss stared at him, his low voice full of threat. Don't touch her. Sujia Enning and Xiao Yan stared at each other for a few seconds. From Xiao Yan's deep eyes, Sujia Enning saw a certain resolute meaning. It was as if protecting Lin Chu Sui was instinctive and natural to him. Su Jia Enning didn't want to get into a conflict with his classmate on the first day of school and leave a bad impression on the new class, so he struggled free of Xiao Yan's grip. I don't want to fight on the first day of school. Xiao Yan didn't hold it against him and let go of his hand. The class bell rang, and the onlooking classmates withdrew their melan-eating gazes and obediently went to class. Lin Chusui stared at Xiao Yan, stunned. If she still couldn't confirm his feelings after the class transfer at first, then now she was completely certain. Xiao Yan really had a crush on her. No, it wasn't just a crush. He was so obvious about it, this was outright pursuing her. But how could the top student in their grade, the academic god, take notice of her, a loser and a slacker? This was just too charming. She took out her phone and sent a message in the Nanchang No. 1 middle school bell group. Lin Chu Sui, help, how can I gently reject him without hurting his self-esteem? Lu Kai, it's been 2 years since the end of your last fiery first love. It looks like our Chu Jai is about to. Enter her second spring. Cigarette emoji. Zhang Chengyu, do you like him? Lin Chu Sui, I don't even know him, why would I like him? Zhang Chengyu, reject him directly. Lu Kai, don't reject him. Chu Jai, this is such a good opportunity. Look at his phenomenal full-mark math test paper. Do you have the heart to let go of such an awesome homework harvesting machine? Lin Chu Sui, I have the heart. Lu Kai, tusk hypocrite. Lin Chu Sui, my child, do you know what the highest realm of the homework copying world is? Lu Kai, shaking head emoji. Lin Chu Sui, the highest realm of the homework copying world is, I'm too lazy to even copy. Lu Kai, Chu Jai, why not give it a try and date him for a bit? After all, he's in high demand. My ex was even planning to confess to him. Lu Tianbai, sister, ignore these scumbags and choose as you wish. Before Lin Chu Sui could even finish typing, her phone was snatched away by the boy next to her. She was shocked, just about to reach out to grab it back, when Xiao Yan directly turned off her phone and heavily put it back on the desk, tapping the screen with his fingertip as he threatened in a low voice. Playing with your phone during class, do you believe I'll throw it out? Lin Chu Sui, pay attention in class, your phone is confiscated for now. In an instant, she wanted to kneel down and yell Dad again. After school, the Lu Kai and Lu Tianbai siblings asked Lin Chu Sui to go to the movies, but Lin Chu Sui wasn't in the mood and declined, heading home alone with her school bag. On the way, she saw Su Jia Enning riding a mountain bike into a small park, so she sneaked after him and heard him talking on the phone. Su Jia Enning glanced to the side and also saw Lin Chu Sui following him like a little cat. But he ignored her and immediately switched to English mode, sitting on a bench and chatting with his friend. Lin Chu Sui's English was a mess, and she couldn't understand him talking either, only hearing him babble a few swear words from movies. She instinctively felt that Su Jia Enning must be cursing her again. So she hid under a tree, took out her phone, and turned on the translation app to translate live. I'm so annoyed, but there's no way. My dad insists I move over there, says it's to cultivate feelings. The students at the school also have poor quality. Socializing with them takes a lot of effort. The girls are quite obsessed. My sister, she's just a rebellious teenager. Su Jia Enning's tone rose slightly. Her dad died, and it's like she owes the whole world. Lin Chu Sui unhappily picked up a small pebble, weighed it in her palm, and prepared to throw it at him. The creepiest thing is, she has pasted her dad's photos all over the house. Going to the bathroom at night is horrifying. Old Sue will probably scare her into cardiac arrest when he comes back from his honeymoon. She's probably mentally twisted. If I wasn't looking at her pitifully for not having a dad to discipline her, I would have taught her a lesson long ago. How nice it would be for no one to watch over you. I'd beg for that and still not get it. Lin Chu Sui was about to rush over and beat him up, but after hearing the last part, her eyes suddenly turned sour, and her nose also turned red for some reason. She threw away the pebble and used her dirty hands to rub the wetness in her eyes, preparing to leave. Just then, a pair of hands grabbed her. Lin Chu Sui looked up and saw Xiao Yan had appeared at her side at some point. He pulled her dirty hands over, took out clean wet wipes from his school bag, and helped wipe the mud and dust off her hands. You. Xiao Yan gave her a deep look with those pitch-black eyes, and used the back of his own hand to wipe away the tear stains at the corners of her eyes, speaking in a mocking yet gentle tone. Pathetic. Lin Chu Sui quickly retreated 2 steps back, looking at him guardedly. She knew this guy had a secret crush on her, but strangely, Lin Chu Sui always saw the shadow of old Lin in him. It was no big deal in itself, and she didn't feel particularly upset by Su Jia Enning's words either. But the sudden concern and comfort, in an instant, made her eyes turn sandy, with tears streaming down her face. Very embarrassing, she quickened her pace and ran away. Xiao Yan strode after her with his long legs. Don't follow me. Lin Chu Sui looked back and threatened. If you keep following me, I'll hit you. Xiao Yan saw a candy-colored dessert cart at the edge of the park, so he quickened his pace and went over to buy a colorful cotton candy. Seeing him come over holding the huge 5-colored cotton candy cloud, Lin Chu Sui didn't understand his intention and said, What exactly are you trying to do? Xiao Yan held out the cotton candy to her. Stop crying. Let me treat you. Who are you? I don't want you to treat me. Then give me $5 and I'll sell it to you. Lin Chu Sui cried even harder. Only when she was in kindergarten would old Lin use cotton candy to coax her to stop crying. Now that she had grown up, who wanted to eat such childish cotton candy? Seeing the cotton candy, Lin Chu Sui thought of old Lin again, and her tears streamed down her face even more. Everyone told her that she should move on, embrace her new life. Her dad wouldn't have wanted her to be shackled by memories either. But it's so easy to tell people what they should and shouldn't do. She just couldn't move on. Lin Chu Sui didn't care how ugly she became, how annoying and disappointing she was to those around her. She didn't care about anything. If you don't know how to comfort someone, then go away. Still learning. Lin Chu Sui gritted her teeth and looked at him resentfully. You're not my dad. Why do you care about me? What if I am? Lin Chu Sui gnashed her teeth at him. Then prove it. Xiao Yan remained expressionless. The two were silent for a few minutes. Lin Chu Sui felt it was absurd and turned to leave. Soon, Xiao Yan caught up with her and stubbornly held out the cotton candy in front of her eyes again, gently saying, Be good, don't cry anymore. Lin Chu Sui abruptly stopped in her tracks. Xiao Yan saw the girl for the first time on TV. The scene at the hospital was very chaotic. Reporters were stopped far away by police and volunteers and could only catch some fragmented shots. In the footage, the girl was helplessly squatting outside the burn unit door, watching the doctors and nurses push out a bed covered with a white cloth and hand it over to the funeral home staff. The girl's eyes were full of tears, but she stubbornly bit her lips without letting the tears fall. Not until the man was pushed onto the hearse did she react and chase after the vehicle, running and wailing. Dad, wait for your darling girl. Her figure in white chasing and crying for her dad always came back in Xiao Yan's dreams at midnight. Xiao Yan already had too many nightmares in his childhood. Abandoned at an orphanage by his parents, then enduring a sham adoption only to have his liver donated. The surgery took place at a private hospital overseas when he was only 12, nearly costing him half his life. Evil shielded the sky, the long night hard to brighten. Xiao Yan endured for years before finally in that raging fire, with his own life plus billions in cash left, sending the culprit to trial. Heaven's justice is self-evident. No one can truly shield the sun. But he wouldn't have thought someone would disregard their own safety to save his life. That glimpse of orange firefighter uniform rushing into the smoke-filled room was like a superhero descended from heaven. Lin Zius picked him up and charged out without hesitation. With his spine crushed by a falling beam, he pushed Xiao Yan out, smiling as he told him, "My daughter is the same age as you. I hope she stays safe and well, grows up nicely. Kid, you must live on well too." The time Xiao Yan knew Lin Zius wasn't even 1 minute. He only said 2 sentences to him. "My daughter is the same age as you. I hope she stays safe and happy. You must live on well too." Having escaped death, Xiao Yan did his utmost to live on and climb higher. Sunk in the mire, anyone could stomp on him. Only by standing taller could he avoid being bullied. Yet Xiao Yan could never have imagined fate would play such a huge joke on him again. Save the girl who lost her father. Mission loading complete. The host must complete the mission within the allotted time. Mission: fulfill the wish of firefighter Lin Zius who saved your life. Help his daughter Lin Chu Sui regain her will to live and rekindle her fighting spirit. Get admitted to her ideal university. Stay safe, happy, and well. If mission fails, firefighter Lin Zius will possess your body to continue the life he didn't complete. Your consciousness will disperse, and you will die. This was the cold, mechanical voice Xiao Yan heard when he first encountered the system. At first he thought he was hallucinating, schizophrenic, and didn't pay it any heed. Until he started seeing a countdown on the bottom left corner of his retina. 363 days until mission deadline, 362 days, 361 days. While the bottom right showed mission progress, 0%. Aside from the mission countdown and progress appearing in his eyes, he even heard firefighter Lin Ziu's voice in his head. "Kid, I suggest you do as it says." Just what is going on? "Lin Zius, since I saved you, I don't want my efforts to be in vain or take over your body to revive. But my daughter now is not doing well. If this continues, her life will be over. So, as long as you promise me, help her get into college, regain her will to live, I'll help you live on." This was why Xiao Yan ended up in Lin Chu Sui's class as her deskmate, appearing by her side when she felt sad and hopeless. Of course, Lin Chu Sui didn't know any of this. She gazed at him in a daze, with his earlier words echoing in her ears. "Dear girl." In a trance, she thought she'd misheard. "What did you call me?" Lin Chu Sui grabbed Xiao Yan's collar, agitated as she asked, "Have you met him before? Do you know him?" "Know who?" "My dad. You must have met my dad. Only Dad calls me that." Lin Chu Sui wiped the tears from the corners of her eyes, looking at him full of hope. "He's not gone, right? You've seen him." Xiao Yan nodded slightly, looking at her face. The young lady's cheeks were flushed, several wisps of fine hair on her forehead somewhat disheveled. Her beautiful almond eyes shone with hopeful light. He shifted his gaze and calmly said, "I don't know your father." Lin Zius had said that to succeed in the mission, he could no longer let Lin Chu Sui know his consciousness still existed. Otherwise, she would never be able to move on in her life. 2 years ago, perhaps, Xiao Yan would have readily agreed to give up his body for the firefighter uncle who saved his life to revive. But now, Xiao Yan really wanted to live on. He wanted to struggle and climb from the mire, ascend to greater heights, to see better scenery. "Didn't you just call me, dear girl, earlier?" "No." Lin Chu Sui finally released his collar. "Then I misheard." She just missed her dad too much. Seeing the young lady was no longer crying, Xiao Yan held out a stick of rainbow cotton candy to her. "Want one?" Although Lin Chu Sui hadn't eaten cotton candy in a long time. But the candy reminded her of old Lin, who also liked using it to cheer her up. She accepted the cotton candy and gobbled it up in a gust. The taste was still that of childhood. Xiao Yan's fingertips came over, gently wiping the sugar grains from the corners of her mouth. Lin Chu Sui clearly felt the rough texture of his fingertips, tilted her head slightly to dodge him, guardedly asking, "What are you doing?" "Nothing." Doing nothing is doing something. He stretched out a fingertip, poking her brow, smiling. I've never seen such a sloppy girl like you. Lin Chusui's face immediately turned red. She wasn't a sloppy girl. At least when old Lin was still around, he braided her hair nicely every day, changed her into different flower dresses, clearly organized each layer of her backpack, which layer for exercise books, which for supplementary materials, so that she went to school neat, tidy, and pretty. After old Lin passed, Lin Chusui admitted she had let herself go a bit. But having the boy who secretly liked her point this out still made her feel very awkward. She vigorously wiped her mouth with the back of her hand, ending up with sticky sugar smears all over. Xiao Yan took out a pack of wet wipes from his bag, tore it open, grasped Lin Chusui's hand, and carefully wiped her hand clean. Lin Chusui looked him up and down for a bit. He had very narrow, upturned eyes, the curve especially attractive. His lips were thin, pursed into a very serious look. As if possessed, Lin Chusui's cheeks grew a little hot, and she quickly pushed him away. Just then, Lu Kai rode past them on a motorcycle, carrying his sister Lu Tianbai. He whistled loudly as he sped by. Lu Tianbai took pictures of them with her phone, the flash blinking the whole way. Hey, don't take pie. Lu Tianbai waved her phone at them, sending wedding photos to the group chat tonight. Congratulations, you two. Have an early honeymoon. Lin Chusui glanced back at Xiao Yan, a little embarrassed. They're always joking around. Xiao Yan remained expressionless, threw away the tissue, and prepared to leave. Lin Chusui hopped after him with her school bag on her back. I still feel, you know my dad. Don't know him. Have you heard the story of the boy who cried wolf? Liars die, you know. Then why are you so certain I know your dad? I have a feeling. Lin Chusui moved closer to Xiao Yan, looking intently into his eyes, as if trying to peer into his heart. Xiao Yan shifted his gaze away. He wasn't sure if the young lady could really discover something in his eyes. After all, Lin Ziyu's soul currently resided in his body, and was very likely to take over after the mission failed. I really don't know your father. Then why are you so nice to me? Yes, why am I nice to you? Xiao Yan smiled faintly, with a joking lilt as he leaned in close to her ear and softly said, I couldn't be secretly in love with you, right? Lin Chusui's heart skipped a beat as she looked at him. He smiled mockingly. Then you sure have good taste. Seeing he was joking, Lin Chusui gave him a big thumbs up. No wonder you're the school's ace student. Xiao Yan didn't expect her to react like this. He found this girl rather amusing. Seeing she was no longer sad, he turned and left, raising a hand. I'm going. Lin Chusui watched his tall, thin figure by the traffic lights, sighing as she felt foolish. To actually see her dad's shadow in the sky. But after this bout of silliness, the jammed-up feeling in her heart seemed to have cleared up a lot, no longer choking her uncomfortably. Returning home, Lin Chusui saw a nightlight on in the living room, Su Jianing's bedroom door shut tight, some light seeping out from the gap. He was probably doing homework. After all, the workload in Class B was still quite heavy. Lin Chusui took out a key from the cabinet and directly locked all 4 bathrooms upstairs and downstairs. Either beg her or solve it outdoors. Lin Chusui was vengeful. Whoever bullied her, she would bully them back. With Dad gone, she had to learn to protect herself. Back in her room, Lin Chusui happened to see the photograph of old Lin on the wall, smiling at her, as if saying she shouldn't do this. She mumbled sullenly, What are you looking at? He's asking for it. Serves him right. All right, all right. Lin Chusui took another look at old Lin, still feeling guilty as she went downstairs, and unlocked the bathroom door of the outermost suite. Give him a bathroom so he doesn't have to go outside like a dog to pee and poop everywhere. When Lin Chusui got back, she dove straight into bed and lay flat on her back. Old Lin, I gotta tell you something. Our class valedictorian, the super smart one, actually has a secret crush on me. Surprised, unexpected. Lin Chu-sui sat up and looked at the black and white portrait, a smile at the corners of her mouth. Last time you thought he was too stupid. Now the class valedictorian likes your daughter too. Didn't expect that, did you? But I won't date anymore. Lin Chu-sui lowered her eyes and reluctantly admitted in a muffled voice. When you like someone, you definitely want to become better, but I feel I can't get better anymore. Kids without a dad will never be all right. I shouldn't drag others down. The man in the photo still had that gentle smile, looking at her somewhat helplessly. He's nothing like you at all, Lin Chu-sui said to the man in the photo, but sometimes I always seem to see your shadow in him. Old Lin, did you come back to life? Lin Chu-sui looked at the man in the photo expectantly. Dad, if you really came back to life, reincarnated, time-traveled, give me a hint, even a tiny one. The room remained the same, nothing out of the ordinary. Lin Chu-sui looked around warily, afraid of missing any clues. Only the wind, blowing the curtains gently, creating layers of ripples. The pen on the desk by the window was blown to the ground, making a crisp clatter. Snap! Lin Chu-sui stared at the pen on the ground for a good few seconds, and suddenly understood. She picked up the pen and quickly took out her phone, opening the Southern City Elite Girls Group. Lin Chu-sui. At everyone, tomorrow night at midnight, let's meet up in a classroom at school to play a game. Lu Tianbai. What game needs to be played at midnight? Lin Chu-sui. I want to summon the pen spirit. At this, the group fell silent for a full minute. Lu Tianbai. Well, I'm on my period, can't be exposed to wind or stay up late, so I won't go. Lin Chu-sui. Didn't you just finish your period last week? Lu Tianbai. Second round, QAQ. Lin Chu-sui. Your period comes twice a month. Lu Kai. Her period visits once a month, lasting 30 days each time, no breaks all year. Lin Chu-sui. No worries, voluntary participation, no pressure. At everyone. Lu Tianbai. Love you. Lu Kai. Oh yeah, I just remembered my uncle's coming tomorrow too. Lin Chu-sui. At Zhang Chengyu is your uncle coming? Zhang Chengyu. I don't have an uncle, but I calculated that tomorrow it'd be best to sleep early, or you could die suddenly. Lin Chu-sui. The next morning at morning reading class, amidst the chattering of classmates reading aloud, Lin Chu-sui read the words ungrateful, betray trust, and no compassion more than once. From the back, Lu Kai read loudly. Strong, democratic, civilized, harmonious, free, equal, just, lawful, patriotic, dedicated, honest, friendly. Lin Chu-sui looked back and glared at him. Coward. Lu Kai. I'm just proactively practicing the socialist core values. Overhearing this, Su Jia-enning became interested. Putting down his book, he asked, What are you guys doing? She's planning some feudal superstition activity. Specifically, have you heard of the pen spirit game in your England across the ocean? Su Jia-enning nodded. I know it. Lu Kai joked. Want to join our world's cutest little sister in playing? Although desperate for people, Lin Chu-sui knew this fake foreign devil, Su Jia-enning, would never deign to play such a game with her. Unexpectedly, Su Jia-enning readily agreed. Sure. She turned back in shock. You'll play. Su Jia-enning calmly explained as he silently copied ancient Chinese poems. I've lived in England since I was very young. I'm quite interested in learning about domestic folk traditions. Lin Chu-sui scoffed. But you sleep at 10 p.m. on the dot every night. Our game is at dawn. I can discuss with my circadian rhythm to make an exception for one day. Lin Chu-sui didn't expect her scheme to be so popular, actually attracting willing participants. She turned and gave Lu Kai and Zhang Chengyu a contemptuous international gesture. We're not friends anymore. Su Jia-enning wanted to join Lin Chu-sui's spirit writing game. Lu Tianbai worshipped him to death, so naturally he joined in too. Lu Kai was afraid that his sister would be taken away by a fake foreign devil, so he had to stay and play together. Lu Tianbai was the class monitor, and had the key to the classroom. At 9 o'clock in the evening, they successfully avoided the school surveillance and entered the classroom smoothly. The originally dark and empty classroom didn't feel so terrifying anymore because a group of kids had poured in. Lu Kai took out several red scarves from his school bag and handed them to everyone. Wear this for protection if you follow the righteous path. Lin Chu Sui took the red scarf and neatly tied it on herself, casually commenting, "Superstitious." "You dare say that? Who's the superstitious one here?" Su Jia Enning grew up overseas and had never worn a red scarf before. He tried to tie it like they did, but just couldn't get it right. Lu Tianbai walked over and skillfully helped tie the red scarf for him. "You have to wrap it around this way." Su Jia Enning laughed. "Thanks, Lu Bai Tian." "You're welcome." Lu Tianbai's face flushed red with shyness as he corrected. "By the way, my name is Lu Tianbai, not Lu Bai Tian." "Sorry about that." Lu Kai rolled his eyes and pulled his sister back to his side. "Don't talk to him." "Why not?" "He's wicked." "No, he's not." Su Jia Enning ignored Lu Kai's hostility and glanced at his watch. There was still time, so he sat back at his desk and turned on his desk lamp to do homework. Lu Kai and Zhang Chengyu looked at each other, then swiftly took out their exercise books, sandwiching Su Jia Enning on both sides. Su Jia Enning used his body to block their books so they couldn't copy. "Hey, aren't you being a little too petty? We're all classmates. Let's bond over the game later. For now, let's connect through homework, okay?" "I don't use homework to bond," Su Jia Enning said calmly. "My homework is the product of my mental exertion and has intellectual property rights. If you want my authorization, you'll have to pay to purchase it." "Lu Kai, your dad's already hooked up with Lin Chu Sui's mom. Don't you have enough money?" Su Jia Enning, "I'm not lacking money, but this is a matter of principle. Anything that requires mental effort has value. If you want it, you have to exchange it for something of equal value." Lu Kai and Zhang Chengyu looked at each other. Finally, they looked to Lin Chu Sui. "Bro Chu, did you bring money?" "Homework can be copied, but should never be bought. That's the bottom line of our homework copying community." "We have a homework copying community with bottom lines." "We must." Lin Chu Sui wrote as swift as a deity, finishing an entire English exam paper in minutes. Then she swiftly took out her Chinese workbook and started scribbling away. "Wow, awesome, Bro Chu, you're so fast." "Of course Bro Chu is awesome." Lu Kai looked down at his empty Chinese workbook and asked her, what's the next line after the old man is crazily acting his age?" Without thinking, Lin Chu Sui recited, "A single pear blossom tree weighing down the camellia." Lu Kai tasted it in his mouth, thought it made sense, and wrote it down. Su Jia Enning frowned and asked Lin Chu Sui, "Are you sure?" "Yeah, what else could it be?" Su Jia Enning was terrible at Chinese, barely passing it. He especially sucked at reciting ancient poems and verses. He simply wrote down "a single pear blossom tree weighing down the camellia" in his workbook. Lu Kai asked again, "What's the next line after listening to spring rain through the night in a small building?" Lin Chu Sui, "A red apricot branch coming out of the wall." Su Jia Enning still felt something was off, so he randomly recited a poem verse from childhood. "Then what comes after? Raising my cup to invite the bright moon." Without thinking, Lin Chu Sui responded, "Alas, the bright moon illuminates the gutter." Su Jia Enning. He immediately crossed out the ancient poem lines he had just written. Can't believe he fell for this trash's nonsense. He looked back at Lu Kai and Zhang Chengyu. They copied the poem fill-in-the-blanks without any doubts. These failing students really dared to speak and dared to copy. Su Jia Enning decided to keep his distance from them. Lin Chu Sui gave Su Jia Enning a local lesson on ancient poems and verses, instructing him patiently. "It's okay. Getting familiar with ancient poems is a process. You grew up overseas, so accumulate more over time." Su Jia Enning endured and smiled politely at her. I have an F word that I'm not sure is proper to say or not. Improper, shut up. Just past 9:30, Zhang Chengyu's mother called asking why he hadn't gone home yet. And it was also Su Jianing's bedtime. He started yawning nonstop. Lin Chu Sui pondered and felt waiting until midnight was a bit of a stretch. The spirit writing game could probably be played as soon as the sky darkened. No need to stick to midnight exactly. All right, let's start. Finish quickly and go home. Lu Kai asked, if we don't wait until 0:00, will it still work? My dad sleeps early. He's probably dreaming by midnight. Now is a good time. Lin Chu Sui took out a large A3 paper from her school bag, spread it flat on the desk, then wrote yes and no on the paper following online instructions. Who wants to go first? She looked around at everyone. Su Jianning said, I don't really know how. You guys show me around first. Lu Kai and Zhang Chengyu looked at each other, then pushed the innocent-looking Lu Tianbai forward. Little sis, you go. She loves horror games the most. Lu Tianbai looked at Lu Kai scornfully, then held the pencil with Lin Chu Sui, backs of hands touching and palms facing outwards. Lin Chu Sui could feel her trembling nervously and breathing deeply. Don't be scared. My dad is very gentle. Okay, Uncle Lin is very nice to me. I'm not afraid. In unison, they spoke. Spirit, spirit, I'm your soulmate in this life. If you wish to be with me, please draw a circle on this paper. No reaction. Lin Chu Sui asked repeatedly, but the pencil just stayed still atop the paper. Lu Kai said, maybe your dad doesn't like our Tian Tian. Let's switch. Nonsense. Uncle Lin loves me. He always gave me candy when I was little. Lu Tianbai let go of the pencil to refute him. If you can't call him out, why don't you try? Let's see if Uncle Lin likes you more or me more. Lu Kai and Lin Chu Sui also tried, but the pencil tip didn't budge at all. Worried that he would be next, Zhang Chengyu put his palms together in front of his chest. The world consists of matter. Matter determines consciousness. Consciousness reflects matter. Amitabha. Lin Chu Sui, shut up. Let me try. Su Jianning picked up the pencil, back of hand to back of hand with Lin Chu Sui, and gripped it inverted. Spirit, spirit, I'm your soulmate in this life. If you wish to be with me, please draw a circle on this paper. A few seconds later, Lin Chu Sui distinctly felt the pencil tip move. She stared wide-eyed in disbelief at Su Jianning. With a straight face, Su Jianning watched as the pencil tip shakily drew a circle on the paper. Silence filled the surroundings, except for the wind rustling the tree leaves outside. The onlooking crowd held their breath, shocked as they stared at the blank paper. Lu Tianbai covered her mouth with her hand. Her soul nearly flew away in fright. It really came. After the circle was drawn, Lin Chu Sui asked in a trembling voice, Who are you? The pencil didn't move. She remembered the spirit writing taboos. Can't ask directly like that. Are you Lin Zuzi? The pencil moved again, guided by Lin Chu Sui, stopping on the yes character. Oh my gosh. Lu Kai whispered to Zhang Chengyu. Su Jianning must be joking around. Zhang Chengyu solemnly shushed him and said, Don't disrespect the spirit. Lu Kai said in disdain, Weren't you just talking about matter determining consciousness? Cold sweat was coming out of Lin Chu Sui's palms now. Her hands shook uncontrollably as she continued asking, Dad, are you still alive? The pencil tip slowly slid to the no character. Lin Chu Sui's eyes turned red. Dad, is there anything you want to say to me? The pencil slowly moved again, scribbling 2 crooked characters on the paper. Let go. Lin Chu Sui nearly sobbed out loud. She forcefully held back the sourness in her throat and said, No, I won't let you go. You're my dad. I won't let you go. You said you still wanted to see me off to college. The pencil kept writing, but you can't get in. Lin Chu Sui. Her tears instantly retracted. Lu Kai couldn't hold in his laughter. Now that's a real dad. Lin Chu Sui calmed herself and asked again, "What did you come here today to tell me?" Su Jia Enning glanced at Lin Chu Sui, about to guide the pencil tip to somehow get her to take down all the memorial photos of old Lin in her home. These days of living in Lin Chu Sui's home, he really was nearly driven mad by her dad's ubiquitous smiling face. He controlled the pencil, about to write the characters for photo. But at that moment, Su Jia Enning clearly felt the pencil moving on its own. He stared wide-eyed as the pencil shakily wrote a few crooked characters on the paper. "I'm here." Now Su Jia Enning really broke out in a cold sweat. Everything until now was under his control, but these 2 words were not written by him. Lin Chu Sui quickly asked, "Where are you?" A gust of wind blew past, branches rustling outside the window. The pencil slowly wrote 3 words. "By your side." "What the foo asterisk K?" Su Jia Enning cursed in English, threw his pencil violently, and broke into a cold sweat with a pale face. The game was interrupted all of a sudden. The wind outside also seemed to have stopped, and the surroundings became quiet. In the classroom, the air stagnated, and time also seemed to have stopped at this moment. Everyone was still in shock and didn't dare to say a word. "What's wrong with you?" Lin Chu Sui asked Su Jia Enning. "Why did you suddenly throw your pencil?" Su Jia Enning looked really frightened. "Those last few words just now, I didn't write them." "What do you mean?" He shouted excitedly. "The previous ones I wrote them, but just now I..." Lin Chu Sui interrupted him. "You were just putting on an act earlier." "The previous part was me, but I didn't write those last few words." Lin Chu Sui felt she was being made fun of. She threw the pencil at him and turned to leave. "You're so boring." She really thought Mr. Lin had come back. The 3 onlooking students also breathed a sigh of relief. They really thought they had seen a ghost, but it turned out to just be a prank. Let's go. Everyone should go home and sleep." At the classroom door, Su Jia Enning caught up with Lin Chu Sui and grabbed her arm excitedly. "Believe me, your dad really came back. I didn't write those words by your side." His spirit must have possessed someone. He was the only one who knew the truth about this supernatural incident, and he was very scared. He needed someone to believe him, to share the burden with him. Otherwise, he would definitely be scared to death by himself. Lin Chu Sui rolled her eyes. "So are you trying to say that Mr. Lin's spirit possessed you, and you want me to call you Dad?" "How would I know? Maybe, otherwise how do you explain those words from earlier?" She kicked him in the knee. Su Jia Enning's knee suffered a direct, phantom kick, and the corners of his mouth twitched in pain. Lin Chu Sui glared at him fiercely. "Never make jokes about my dad." Su Jia Enning was stubborn. He insisted. "I'm not joking. He really appeared, believe me." "I can believe you, but make him appear right now within 10 seconds. Su Jia Enning shouted excitedly into the empty classroom building. "Hey, where are you? Come out. Stop playing ghost tricks. Come out and explain clearly." Lu Kai whispered to Lu Tianbai. "This guy looks quite normal. Didn't expect him to be such a fool." Su Jia Enning was really scared now. "Come out. Hiding and scaring people, what's the point?" As the seconds ticked by, Lin Chu Sui became disheartened and turned to leave. The next second, a figure appeared at the end of the hallway. "Oh my gosh." Lu Tianbai quickly hid behind her brother, and Zhang Chengyu also jumped in fright and hid behind Lu Tianbai. Even Lin Chu Sui was a bit frightened and asked in a trembling voice, "Who's there?" In the shadows, the figure slowly walked out. Under the dim ceiling light, the teenager wore a gray hoodie, with deep, pitch-black eyes that were darker than the night. It was Xiao Yan. Lin Chu Sui watched as Xiao Yan walked over, puzzled. She asked, "What are you doing here?" Xiao Yan walked into the classroom and took out a Chinese workbook from his drawer. He waved it and said, "Homework. I forgot to bring it." Everyone breathed a sigh of relief when they heard this. They had almost thought that Lin Chu Sui's father had manifested as a spirit. Somewhat disappointed, Lin Chu Sui pouted. She thought to herself, how is it that he always shows up so coincidentally? You didn't know you could come back tomorrow morning to get it. You specifically ran back to fetch it. Zhao Yan put the workbook into his bag, glanced at her and said, I could have, but I didn't want to. Why didn't you want to? We gifted students never make up homework. With her hands behind her back, Lin Chu Sui sauntered over to his side. She looked him up and down, and even leaned in to sniff him. He smelled freshly, of lemon laundry detergent. My dad always smelled of cigarette smoke. You don't. I don't smoke. Zhao Yan leaned back to avoid Lin Chu Sui, who was sniffing him like a puppy. What are you trying to imply? She wants to ask if you really let her dad's spirit possess you. You showed up right on time, 10 seconds flat, said Lu Kai, pointing to his electronic watch. Zhao Yan's tranquil gaze swept over the messy A3 papers and pencils on the table. Recalling what they had been whispering about the spirit writing game earlier, he could guess what had happened. He didn't say much. He shouldered his bag and left. Lu Kai and the others lazily tidied up the things on the table and followed him out of the classroom building. Unexpectedly, as soon as they stepped out, several security guards pointed their flashlights at them from afar. Which class are you from? What are you doing at school? Why aren't you going home? We're done for. Lin Chu Sui and Lu Kai's group reflexively broke into a run towards the small woods behind the hill. There was a short wall there that they could climb over and slip out of the school grounds. Being model students, Su Jia Enning and Zhao Yan, of course, had never encountered such situations before. Lin Chu Sui didn't have time to explain. She instinctively grabbed Zhao Yan's hand and dragged him along, tumbling and crawling as they ran. Zhao Yan hadn't intended to run. At school, even the Dean of Academic Affairs would take the initiative to greet him. He had never been in such a sorry state, chased by security guards in the middle of the night. He said in a low voice, "Let go of me." Lin Chu Sui looked at Zhao Yan's fair and lovely face, flushed somewhat unnaturally. You're clearly lacking in exercise, addicted to studying. He caught his breath and calmed his heart rate. You guys go ahead. I don't want to run. Don't worry, I won't abandon my teammates. We'll share the same fate. Lin Chu Sui insisted righteously, clutching his hand tightly. There really is no need. Zhao Yan forcibly shook off her hand. As long as you stay away from me, I definitely won't be done for. Lin Chu Sui's mouth twitched. Thinks he's so great for being the top of the level. Su Jia Enning shared the same mentality as Zhao Yan. After running a few steps, he felt it was rather undignified, so he stopped. What are we running for? We just have to explain things clearly. Since they hadn't stolen anything or done anything bad, running would only make them seem guilty. The security guards caught up to them. Su Jia Enning tidied his collar and held up his chin gracefully. I'm Su Jia Enning from Class B of the 12th grade. Before he could finish speaking, the security guard grabbed him ruthlessly by the collar and slapped him on the head. You're still running, little rascal. Run again and see what happens. As he said that, he escorted Su Jia Enning to the security office as if he were a convicted criminal. Let go, don't touch me. I can walk by myself. You little rascals are as slippery as octopuses. Behave. Su Jia Enning had never received such treatment before. His face turned purple with anger, and he grumbled some English phrases. Seeing her crush being taken away, Lu Tianbai panicked and turned back, wanting to protect him, only to get caught in the net as well. When Lin Chu Sui saw that the foolish sweetheart was captured, she wanted to turn back to rescue her friend. Lu Kai pulled her back. Forget about her, she'll be fine. She's a crybaby. She'll cry a bit and the guards will soften up. We can't lose a third person. Lin Chu Sui. Some brother he is. Seeing Lu Kai's lack of loyalty, Lu Tianbai indignantly yelled, Brother, don't worry. I absolutely won't betray you. I won't say that you and Zhang Chengyu from Class B are Lu Kai and Zhang Chengyu. And I won't say your student numbers are 103,520,056 and 103,520,063. You guys run away. Lu Kai. Zhang Chengyu. The two of them looked back at Lin Chu Sui, the only one who hadn't been caught. Lin Chu Sui waved her hand. What are you looking at? That foolish sweetheart is my best friend. The group was taken to the security office and leaned dejectedly against the corridor wall. The security guard called their homeroom teacher Mr. Chin, reporting the names and student numbers of these students. Su Jia Enning said angrily, You're violating our human rights. We didn't steal anything or do anything bad. Is it necessary to call our teacher? The security guard waved his baton. Behave yourself. Su Jia Enning clammed up at the threat, mumbling sheepishly. Lin Chu Sui whispered to Xiao Yan. You can tell he's a good student who hasn't been battered by the Chinese education system. Xiao Yan said, I think he has a point. I only came back for homework. Explaining things clearly should suffice. Lin Chu Sui looked at him deeply. She almost forgot. This guy was the model student representative. Actually, you could have gotten away just now, Lin Chu Sui said helplessly. There really was no need to get caught up with us. Xiao Yan glanced at her and used her own words against her. Share the same fate. Lin Chu Sui was on the verge of tears. She felt like Xiao Yan was definitely getting back at her. If he had left, she would have been fine. By staying, the punishment would be heavier. Sure enough, the security guard righteously told Mr. Chin over the phone, This is a serious matter. So many boys and girls together, they must have been fooling around. Teacher Chin, you must handle this strictly. Lu Kai smiled and turned back to gesture at Xiao Yan. My sister and I are identical twins. Su Jia Enning is her stepbrother. Zhang Chengyu is too ugly. So Mr. Top Student, care to guess who Teacher Chin will mistakenly assume are secretly dating? Xiao Yan glanced at the swooning Lin Chu Sui and said, I actually don't really mind. Lin Chu Sui pinched her philtrum, but I do. Mr. Chin had thought that as a former prestigious high school teacher, the atmosphere in his class was excellent, and it was absolutely impossible for blatant dating to occur. When he received the call from the security office, he was furious. The next day in the office, he severely reprimanded Lin Chu Sui. Head lowered, Lin Chu Sui drew circles on the floor with her toes, looking glum. Then Mr. Chin patted Xiao Yan on the shoulder and earnestly said, Xiao Yan, I have absolute faith and trust in you. This must be Lin Chu Sui's fault. Teacher Chin, your bias is too obvious. Lin Chu Sui finally broke her silence and said indignantly, What happened to equality and impartiality? You can talk to me about equality when you score even a fraction of Xiao Yan's marks. A good student led astray by you. I didn't lead him astray. It's clear you don't recognize your own mistakes at all. Mr. Chin angrily pulled Lin Chu Sui's ear, reprimanding her, gadding about with these boys all day instead of studying properly. Look at you, so undisciplined. Don't your parents teach you that girls should have shame? That's right, no one teaches me. Lin Chu Sui shook off his hand and rubbed her ear. She was angry now, too. No shame at all, seducing the top student into depravity. If you dislike me that much, then expel me. A useless person can't be taught. Don't think I won't expel you. Xiao Yan turned his head and saw that although Lin Chu Sui's eyes were red, she was forcing back her tears and looking at him stubbornly with injustice. He could empathize with being misunderstood. Seeing that his progress bar was still at 0%, Xiao Yan spoke up. Teacher Chin, I was not seduced. Mr. Chin waved his hand. Xiao Yan, you don't need to say anything. I know already. Xiao Yan stepped in front of Lin Chu Sui and reiterated more strongly. Regardless of whether there was any dating, using grades as the basis for your judgment is rather arbitrary. Lin Chu Sui looked up at Xiao Yan, somewhat surprised that he was willing to stand up for her at such a critical moment. Mr. Chin was a little angry. Xiao Yan, are you asking to be punished together with her? I just want to explain clearly that Lin Chu Sui did not seduce me. He glanced at her. She's not even pretty. Lin Chu Sui. Just as she was about to be moved to tears, she withdrew it in an instant. What's with this top student? Mr. Chin was convinced by this reasoning, though. He asked again, "Then why were all of you in the classroom so late?" "I was tutoring her." Mr. Chin looked at him doubtfully. "You were tutoring her in the classroom." Knowing the classroom cameras were just for show and had been broken for years, Lin Chu-sui self-righteously said, "Of course studying is done in the classroom." "What, in the bedroom?" Xiao Yan silenced her with a frosty glance. "Then what about them?" Mr. Chin pointed at Lu Kai, Zhang Chengyu, and the others. "How do they explain it?" "I'm not familiar with them," Xiao Yan said expressionlessly. "Maybe they wanted to wait until I finished tutoring Lin Chu-sui and copy her homework." Lu Kai. Zhang Chengyu. Nice, only helping to cover for Lin Chu-sui alone, huh? Indeed, Mr. Chin didn't catch any solid evidence of early dating. Moreover, the first and second rankers of the level were involved. To avoid tarnishing the class's reputation, he decided not to report it to the school and suppressed it himself. After scolding them severely and punishing them to do cleaning chores for a week, this matter was considered settled. This was the first time in Lin Chu-sui's life that she had caused trouble, yet did not receive any punishment. It was all thanks to the protective aura of Xiao Yan's reputation as a top student. In class, Xiao Yan felt uneasy under the meaningful glances that Lin Chu-sui kept throwing his way from time to time. He endured it and pressed his pen down, asking, "Excuse me, deskmate, what exactly are you looking at?" Lin Chu-sui lightly sighed. "I'm considering how to gently turn down your confession of love in a way that won't hurt your self-esteem." Xiao Yan. Lin Chu-sui took out a small mirror and examined her own face, saying, "I originally thought you were attracted to my beauty. But after what just happened, I now know that what draws you in is not my exterior but my soul." Xiao Yan clenched his fists tightly. Lin Chu-sui sighed again, gazing at herself in the mirror self-pityingly. "My damned charm of personality." "Oh, don't you want to say something?" Xiao Yan closed his eyes and said, "There's a voice inside me that's telling me things about you." Lin Chu-sui shyly asked, "Telling you? What about me?" "Telling me to give you a beating, and you'll settle down." Lin Chu-sui and a group of people were punished to clean the bathrooms in the teaching building. Originally, Mr. Chin didn't want to punish Xiao Yan and Su Jia-ning. He didn't want to delay their study time. But Lu Kai, Zhang Chengyu, and several other boys made a fuss. For fairness, he had no choice but to reluctantly let Xiao Yan and Su Jia-ning be punished together with them. The girls' bathroom was quite clean. It was maintained very well every day by the cleaning auntie, so Lin Chu-sui and Lu Tian-bai just wiped the tiles simply and finished the work. The situation in the boys' bathroom was not so optimistic. The whole afternoon, the boys' bathroom was filled with Lu Kai's ghastly screams of disgusting. "Can you guys be more precise? Don't get it on the walls. Are you even humans? Beasts." Lu Kai was a pampered young master. How could he endure this? Zhang Chengyu's family was not as well off as his, but he was steady and pragmatic when doing things, and patiently said, "If you keep screaming, I'll stuff the wiping cloth in your mouth." "Brother Octopus, do mine for me. I'll give you anything you want." Zhang Chengyu looked at him and solemnly said, "Then, give me your sister." "Deal, deal." Xiao Yan silently wiped the tiles on the walls with his cloth. He was always focused when doing things, with single-minded concentration, no matter how dirty it was. He could get his hands dirty without complaining. Su Jia-ning was like a young master, not doing any work at all, leaning against the door of the boys' bathroom reading Dream of the Red Chamber, and couldn't help sighing deeply when he read the verse, "The jade belt hangs in the woods, the golden hairpin buries in the snow." After Lin Chu-sui finished cleaning the girls' bathroom, she strolled to the door of the boys' bathroom and saw Su Jia-ning so leisurely. She was dissatisfied and said, "Why don't you go clean up?" Without even lifting his eyes, Su Jia-ning righteously said, "I came to school to study and learn, not to work. The school should exist to provide me knowledge and service. The teacher forcing us to work violates human rights. I have the right to file a lawsuit. Lin Chusui's mouth twitched slightly. Go ahead. But Lu Kai was so awed by Su Jianing's human rights violation rhetoric that he simply put down his wiping cloth too. That's right, human rights violation. Damn it, I'm not doing it anymore. Now the only one left earnestly cleaning was Xiao Yan. Lin Chusui felt that Xiao Yan was punished because he couldn't control his surging feelings for her. It would be unbrotherly to let him take the punishment alone. She quietly said, You guys are not cleaning. Isn't it unfair to Xiao Yan? Su Jianing kept reading Dream of the Red Chamber and casually said, Then go help him. Is anyone in the boys' bathroom? No one, not even a ghost. Lin Chusui simply took the wiping cloth from Lu Kai's hand and walked into the boys' bathroom to help Xiao Yan clean together. Seeing her come in, Xiao Yan was stunned for a moment, then emphasized, This is the boys' bathroom. I know. Lin Chusui wiped a towel and bent down to start wiping the tiles as usual. Xiao Yan stood up straight again, wanted to say something more, but Lin Chusui said, If you have time to talk, why don't you hurry up and finish cleaning? I want to leave school early too. Facing the sudden kindness, he was somewhat at a loss. He turned around and continued wiping the tiles, murmuring in a low voice, Thank you. These two words were probably the most sincere he had ever said since they met. Don't think that because I'm helping you clean, it means I accept your courtship. Lin Chusui picked up a brush and waved it. You'd better control your feelings and not make things difficult for me. Lin Chusui seemed unwilling and added, But don't be sad either. Although the probability of meeting someone better than me is not high, compromise is also not unacceptable. You are a good person, keep it up. Xiao Yan really had never seen such a dramatic girl. The key was, the young lady's bright eyes were clear and sincere. Every word came from the bottom of her heart. He pressed the tip of his tongue against his back molars and lightly smiled. Then thank you. During the break, Mr. Chin walked over. Seeing the two slackers standing at the door of the boys' bathroom playing with their phones, he angrily shouted, What are you doing? I told you to clean the bathroom, not play on your phones here. Lu Kai plucked up his courage and repeated Su Jianing's rather spirited words from earlier. Teacher Chin, we came to school to study and learn, not to work. The school should provide service to me. Forced labor violates human rights. I reserve the right to file a lawsuit. Zhang Chengyu rolled his eyes at the ground. He had never seen a creature more stupid than a straight man. After Lu Kai righteously finished saying this, the corners of Teacher Chin's mouth curled up into a sinister smile. Violating human rights. Lu Kai felt a little weak. Actually this. I'm violating it, so what? Grades falling apart, but ideas are quite complex. Go clean the boys' bathrooms on the first and second floors. I'll come check later. If it's not cleaned properly, don't go home. Lu Kai resentfully glanced at Su Jianing. Su Jianing casually put down his book, politely bowed to Teacher Chin. Teacher Chin, I also dislike it when some people casually throw around words like human rights. We are students. Students should listen to the teacher. This is the natural order of things. Teacher Chin patted him on the shoulder. Jianing, you are different from these rascals. You know when you're wrong. Go back, no need to clean. Thank you, Teacher Chin. You are the most open-minded teacher I have ever met. Teacher Chin laughed so hard his mouth split open. Ha ha ha, not that great. Lu Kai finally understood why Lin Chusui always called him a fake foreign devil. Hypocritical, despicable. Teacher Chin was so flattered by Su Jianing's flattery that he hummed a song as he walked into the boys' bathroom, and was about to unzip his pants when he heard a gasp behind him. Teacher Chin looked back and saw Lin Chusui standing against the wall in a daze, holding a brush, her eyes wide open like a rabbit's. He was so shocked that he staggered back a few steps and hurriedly zipped back up. You. He strode out and repeatedly confirmed that this was the boys' bathroom according to the sign. Lin Chusui, what's going on? Lin Chusui awkwardly walked out of the boys' bathroom, stood at the door, and bitterly said, Teacher Chin, I finished cleaning the girls' bathroom and came to help them. Teacher Chin's face was flushed red. His trembling finger pointed at her. He was so angry he couldn't speak. Xiao Yan immediately came out and stood in front of Lin Chusui. Teacher Chin. Teacher Chin interrupted him. Xiao Yan, don't think you can cross the line again and again just because you have good grades. Protecting her, dadding on campus is a serious violation of school rules and regulations. I can give you appropriate punishment. Xiao Yan looked at the angry Teacher Chin and calmly said, There is no dadding. You still say there isn't. It's so obvious. You think I can't see it. There is no dadding. He paused and said, It's just me having one-sided feelings. Lin Chusui has rejected me over and over again. As soon as these words came out, the students watching the fun around them gasped in unison. Damn. The school god has gone mad. After saying this, how many girls must have broken hearts? She rejected you. Teacher Chin was somewhat incredulous. He looked at Lin Chusui. With her careless appearance. She even rejected Xiao Yan. Isn't this girl stupid? No, that's not the point. The interaction between you two has already crossed the line of normal interaction between classmates. I hope you take this seriously. Although it's difficult, male and female students can help each other, but you have to grasp the degree. Teacher Chin earnestly said to Lin Chusui, You are a girl, you should know shame. Teacher Chin. Xiao Yan looked at the class teacher, his dark eyes sharp as a sword, and emphasized. Please do not say such things again. She also has a father. If her father heard others say this about his precious daughter, he would also be angry and heartbroken. Xiao Yan walked in front, pushing his bike. The setting sun cast his tall, straight back shadow very long. Lin Chusui stared at him blankly, her expression very complicated. Lu Kai reached out in front of her eyes and waved. Yo, you can't have really fallen for the school god's gentle trap. Lin Chusui kicked a pebble at her feet and muttered, Impossible. But to be honest, he was really manly just now. Lu Kai admired. Especially compared to that hypocrite Su Jianing. He rendered Teacher Chin guilty and tongue-tied in just a few sentences. Teacher Chin came to our class to show off his power for over half a year. When has he ever been so humiliated? It's really satisfying to think about it. Lin Chusui thought of what Xiao Yan had just said, mentioning Dad. Every daughter is her dad's darling. Yes, if Dad was still around, he definitely wouldn't have tolerated others bullying her like this. Even if it was the class teacher, it was unacceptable. Strange, Xiao Yan always managed to touch the softest thread in her heart. Finally, not so lonely anymore. She was in a good mood. Let's go play basketball. Let's go. They were both school team members and would take the sports exam path for college entrance exams. Because her father, Old Lin, was a firefighter when she was little, he often took her to exercise, so she was very good at basketball, sprint running, and swimming. Xiao Yan saw Lin Chusui playing basketball and also stopped. He parked his bike by a tree. Lu Kai dribbled the ball past Lin Chusui and elbowed her. Hey, he's watching you play. Lin Chusui looked back. Xiao Yan was standing alone at the edge of the playground, watching her intently with deep eyes. Lin Chusui passed the ball over. Want to join us? Xiao Yan had meant to decline, but, without knowing why, he reflexively caught the ball. Just 10 minutes. I know, the top student has to go home and do homework. Xiao Yan took off his school uniform jacket and entered the court dribbling. He was wearing a t-shirt, which clearly showed off his hanger figure. His arms were very white, with strong and smooth muscles. The lines of his shoulders and clavicles were simply gorgeous. When he took off his shirt, all the passing girls stopped in their tracks and looked at him eagerly. Not to mention the girls, even Lu Kai and several other boys stared at him, including Lin Chusui. Damn, what a stud. Xiao Yan was dribbling the basketball and made a beautiful three-step layup, attracting quite some applause from the female onlookers. Not bad at all, Lu Kai walked up and said. Are you interested in joining the school basketball team? Xiao Yan said, no. Don't reject so quickly, Lu Kai still tried to entice him. Our school basketball team has the highest uncoupled rate of all school clubs. Our players are super charming. Xiao Yan looked back at Lin Chusui. Is she also on the basketball team? Before Lu Kai could answer, Xiao Yan bounced the ball and made a three-pointer. Doesn't seem so charming to me. You're just playing hard to get. Lin Chusui was intrigued by Xiao Yan's skills and came over to block him. Xiao Yan dribbled skillfully to avoid her defense. Not willing to lose, she chased him and snatched the ball, giving him a grin. Xiao Yan also smiled unusually. Be careful. Just because you're a boy doesn't mean I'll go easy on you. Lu Kai tried to intercept them a few times, but realized they were playing 1v1 without him. He simply folded his arms and retreated from the court. What's with the couple's ball? Xiao Yan went to block Lin Chusui. Lin Chusui controlled the ball, faked a breakthrough, and prepared to do a step-back jumper like her dad had taught her. But Xiao Yan still managed to block her shot. You can do the two moves simultaneously, he reflexively gave her advice after blocking the ball. First control the ball to fake a drive, then step back. Most important is to catch the defender off guard and not give them time to react. After saying that, he demonstrated a step back and jumped to make a clean shot into the basket. Lin Chusui suddenly stopped and stared blankly as he dribbled down the court. First control the ball to fake a drive, most important is catch them off guard. When her dad taught her the step-back jumper, he had said the exact same thing. It was identical, words. Seeing Lin Chusui staring blankly at the guy, Lu Kai came over and said, Didn't expect Brother Chu to have a day of getting owned. Lin Chusui remained silent, her eyes turning red. Hey, you're not really upset, are you? Lu Kai saw she was about to cry and rubbed her head. It's just a lost ball, want us bros to win it back for you. Before his voice faded, Lin Chusui suddenly walked up to Xiao Yan as he was about to jump for a shot and hugged him from behind. All the schoolgirls. What kind of weird defense is this? Lin Chusui hugged his waist tightly and buried her face in his clothes, nuzzling forcefully. Dad. Xiao Yan looked back. Although you lost to me, there's no need to. She's calling me Dad. Lin Chusui closed her eyes, wiping her tears on his clothes. Shut up. Just let me, quietly, hug you. At this moment, Xiao Yan finally noticed the mission progress bar next to the life countdown on the bottom left corner. Mission progress, 1%. In the evening, under the setting sun, several boys from the school athletics team were laughing loudly on the edge of the sports field. My waist is numb. It's not just numb, I think you're paralyzed from the waist down. Especially Lu Kai, holding up his phone, constantly waving in front of Lin Chusui the photo he had just taken of her social death moment. Oh, how affectionate, hugging her from behind. Did you notice his arms were spread out like a praying mantis? He didn't know where to put them, laughed my ass off. I bet 5 Mao that this guy has never been hugged by a girl before. There's 360-degree surveillance all over the school field. I'm telling you, you two are done for. Lin Chusui lay flat on the rubberized field, not wanting to say a word, her whole body lifeless. 10 minutes earlier, Xiao Yan had left early to go do homework, according to Lu Kai. When he left, his face was strangely flushed, unknown whether from heat or embarrassment. Lin Chusui was determined. As long as she was not embarrassed herself, it was embarrassing for others instead. Lu Tianbai sat down next to Lin Chusui and poked her hand with her fingertips. Bestie, what's up with you? Didn't you say you don't like him? Gazing at the layers of red clouds and the setting sun in the sky, lost in thought, Lin Chusui murmured, Sometimes I feel he's a lot like someone. Lu Tianbai excitedly patted her shoulder. It must be Nicholas, see? I feel the same way. Lin Chu Sui lazily lifted the corners of her mouth. Sometimes, I feel he's a lot like my dad. Everyone looked at Lin Chu Sui in unison. Lu Kai walked over, patted her head. Chubby, something's wrong with you. Are you obsessed with Uncle Lin? Lu Kai pulled his eyes slanted. Look, do I look like your dad? Come on, call me daddy. Lin Chu Sui kicked him over. But in this world, Lin Chu Sui would only allow them to joke like this. If not for their company these past 2 years, her condition might have been even worse. At the age when girls love to snuggle in their father's arms and act spoiled, also when they feel most insecure, Lin Chu Sui's father had left. It was like half the sky had collapsed. And Xiao Yan's appearance, the way he would look at her sometimes, his tone of voice, that sense of familiarity was so strong. Of course she found it hard to believe in any ghosts or spirits. The spirit writing from before had proven it was Su Jia Ning playing a prank. However, in this world, some things were truly hard to explain, like how he knew her nickname, how he would say things her dad used to say. Lu Tianbai sat next to Lin Chu Sui, hugging her knees, gazing at the clouds and sunset in the distance, sighed. Such a sad story. How is it sad? Lu Tianbai solemnly patted her shoulder. A story of I like you romantically, but you see me as your dad. How is that not sad enough? Lin Chu Sui retorted just as solemnly. Then your story might be even sadder than mine. How so? I see you as my idol, but you see me as just a fangirl. Isn't that sad enough, young maiden? Oh, please. Lu Tianbai waved her hand. Idols are meant for fangirling over. And I know my boundaries, a boy as great as Su Jia Ning, there's no way he would notice me. She was just an ordinary girl that would easily disappear in a crowd, and her studies were not that great either. Lu Kai curiously leaned over. Who are you talking about? That transfer from Eton College. You know, the asshole. Sis, let me tell you. I can read that kind of guy's face right away, deceitful and despicable scum. Look what he did to your brother. The male bathrooms on floors 1, 2, 3, all under my management now. That was his own fault. Don't blame others. Perhaps it really was the honor student halo. Lin Chu Sui searched herself and had to admit, even though she disliked Su Jia Ning through and through, it was hard to deny he was indeed outstanding. In terms of studies, having grown up abroad since young, his English was great, but his Chinese was bound to be much weaker. So recently he had begun fervently studying the 4 great classical novels, especially *Dream of the Red Chamber, reading it over and over numerous times. Lin Chu Sui dared to say, even among the local students who had grown up here, very few would have the patience to read through all 4 classics. The kind of boy who had good grades, yet was pretentious and deceitful, that even simple and naive girls like Lu Tianbai would be infatuated with. It was only reasonable. Thankfully, Lin Chu Sui had seen through his true colors from day one, so Su Jia Ning didn't bother putting on an act of friendliness with her either. The two had disliked each other from the start, but endured each other tacitly. Lin Chu Sui saw,